Why are you still seeking? That's what somebody said to me not long after I'd posted on Facebook about the fact I was now qualified as a Mace Energy Method practitioner. Very excited, very pleased that I was, very proud that I was for all the work that I'd done for the previous 6 months to qualify. And yes, not long after posting, someone messaged me, seemingly quite concerned about what I was doing in my life, but quite upset about it as well. It seemed like quite a reaction against the fact I was trained in this Mace Energy Method with their dumbfounded, flabbergasted question of why are you still seeking? They were saying how I've written a great book. Why are you then looking for something else? And I have written a great book. Me and my co-author Sarah Priestley have written an amazing awakening book. And I will talk more about this distinction of awakening and enlightenment and where the Mace Energy Method fits in with that very soon. But for today, I wanted to focus on why I was still seeking, why I was still engaging in all sorts of different practices and modalities and approaches to try and clear my system of the frankly frustrating repeating pattern of not receiving. So at that point in time, I wasn't receiving feedback or engagement from my community, not to the levels that I thought were really possible, really available, and what I would really want, not to the levels I would really want. I wasn't receiving money to the level I would really want. I wasn't receiving praise in that I couldn't receive it. People would share it, but I would quite quickly move on to something else. I couldn't fully feel it and receive it. I couldn't fully feel gratitude. It felt there was a level of fakeness to it or a trying with it. I was still working so hard. I was giving and giving and giving with this underlying belief, assumption, hope that if I just give enough, then one day they'll see I'm good enough. They'll see I'm worth their attention. They'll give me that validation. They'll give me that feedback. They'll start engaging in the community. They'll pay me more money. They'll give me more love and gratitude and appreciation for what I'm doing for them. Almost in like this idea of karma. Like if I can give enough now, then someday surely it's going to come back to me. But I was seeing again and again and again, it wasn't coming back. I was continuing to give and overgive. I was working so hard, doing so much, bending boundaries, trying to fit people in here and there, forsaking my family and time with my kids in favour of client work, because it all looked like that was needed for me to be okay. And even though I knew rationally, logically, absolutely 100%edly, I knew that it had to start inside of me. I knew absolutely that the outside world was a reflection of my inside world. I knew that the world couldn't see me until I saw myself. I knew that the world couldn't love me till I loved myself. I knew that I couldn't fully experience gratitude or appreciation until I fully felt gratitude and appreciation for myself. I knew all of that. I knew it at a rational and logical level, but I wasn't experiencing it. And I didn't get it. I just knew there was something else going on that I wasn't getting at, that nothing I was doing was getting at. Nothing was getting to that real root cause. And I was trying all sorts of different things. I spent a lot of money trying to resolve whatever this was that was creating this block. I knew there was something energetic about it, and certainly energy modalities had done the most unearthing work to, in theory, get to that level of stuff. But nothing was doing it. Nothing was getting there. Until At the beginning of this year, 24, I heard somebody talk about negative identities, and that was the thing that was keeping me locked in the same repeating pattern. And then I came across the Mace Energy Method, and it was like, oh my God, this is it. I'd already cottoned on, yep, it's negative identities. It was a big yes to that. And then when I discovered there was a modality that not only was effective and efficient and got right to the root cause of the problem, it was also very affordable. Everything else I was seeing in my world was like £5,000, £10,000, $15,000. I was like, I had already borrowed money from my family to be able to pay for some of the coaching and guidance and work I'd received in the previous 6 months. And I wasn't willing to do that again. So for this to have landed in my world at such an affordable price, because John Mace believed so strongly that freedom from emotional reactions, freedom from our negative identities, should be available for everybody, not just some few who can afford it. And so I was over the moon that this modality had appeared in my world, that it was addressing the very thing I wanted to address. And quite frankly, the strength of yes that I had to it meant there was no research done. There was really no checking of validity or testimonials or any of that stuff. I had a brief read of the website. I checked that it would work for people who were kind of in normal levels of suffering and not in severe mental health crisis, which got a yes. So I was in. I was absolutely in for it. And most importantly, it worked. So through that process, I discovered that my two most fundamental negative identities, I am wrong and I am a failure, had been running my life the whole time, since I was really young. I mean, who knows when, really? But they'd been in my life for a very long time. They had driven my overachieving, my overworking, my striving, my efforting, my trying. They had driven my need to get validation from the outside instead of knowing it for myself on the inside. They had stopped my ability to receive because at some level it looked wrong. If I am wrong, then I don't deserve to receive. So of course I couldn't receive praise, appreciation, money, clients, because there was this idea that I'm wrong and therefore I don't deserve it. They were the root, these two were the root of so much suffering in my life. And now, in the absence of them, because on the back of Mace it isn't absence, these things disappear completely. It's not temporary relief. It's not hope and a prayer, better be gone. It is gone. And in the absence of that is a settled inner feeling. Seeking has now stopped because there is nothing to seek for. From my awakening exploration, which is what the book was all about that this lady had read, I knew the truth of our essential nature. A lot of seeking had already fallen away from that. But now, to feel settled in my human experience, the seeking in that respect has also stopped. There's nothing else for me to be other than who I am in each moment, responding and deciding and acting right for me in each moment. And so now, seeking has stopped, and it can stop for you too. So if you're resonating with this and recognizing your own experience in this kind of repeating pattern way, it may or may not have got to the point where I did, where I could see there was only one ungettable at thing left and I didn't know how to get at it. This could be the first thing you've ever come across with any kind of personal or spiritual development. It doesn't matter at what point you come to this exploration, to this modality. It gets to the root of it, no matter what you've done before or what you haven't done before. It gets right to the root of everything that's causing an unsettled feeling in your experience. And that is the cause of your seeking. You're trying to find that settled experience. You're trying to find the freedom to be yourself, the peacefulness and the enjoyment of being yourself. And this gets to the root of what's causing you to not be able to access that. So if you are done, like I was, with experiencing something on the outside that isn't how you want it to be, experiencing something on the inside that isn't how you want it to be, both of those are dealt with through this. Because really it's your emotional reaction that you want to be free from. It's that emotional reactivity that causes us our problems, these negative identities that drive all our behavior in the way that we don't want it to. So if you're interested, please get in touch, drop a comment, or get in touch through my website. And I'll also put below the link to book your foundation sessions. Because if, like me, you've got that super strong yes already, and you're like, I am so in on this, then I'll put the link below for you to book that too. Thank you so much for watching. Click subscribe and click the bell for notifications if you want to stay updated with all these videos. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Much love.